Keshnamanda ki jai, Sarva Vigna Vinashkari Shri Nrsimhadev ki jai, Bhakti Pravana Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Charidam ki jai, Charya Sampradaya ki jai, Charya Acharya ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Anand Koti Darshan Vrind ki jai, Santa Bhakti Vrind ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Pranande, Hari Hari Hari.
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Radha Shri Vasadi Gauri Govinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So we are all very so fortunate that we have assembled here. Hindi mein bolo na, English. We have all assembled here to celebrate our beloved Gurudev's Vyasa-Puja. And we are here in Narayan Gaudiya Math today. So his name was given was Gurudev's Paramacharya name before he took sannyas. And our center's name was given to us by one Maharaj that we should have this name here. So we are very fortunate that we are all here, and we are celebrating Vyasa-Puja today. So what is Vyasa-Puja? Vyasa-Puja is when there is Vyasa-Dev, whose appearance day is in June, I think, falls in June. That's the Vyasa-Puja. But when we are celebrating our Gurudev's appearance day, we also call it Vyasa-Puja. Why? Because Vyas is a title. Vyas is something that somebody who does expansion, or jo शास्त्र का व्यास करते हैं, यानी कि who expands the शास्त्र, who modifies, not modifies, but who makes शास्त्र easy for us to understand. So he is Vyas. So for us, Gurudev is Vyas for us, and today we are celebrating his special day today. Vyas also means in a circle, a line, when a line is drawn through from the center of the circle, touching the 2 points, going through the middle. So the significance of this is that from one point to the other point, somebody whose Vyas is connected to this world, and at the same time who is connected to the other world, to the spiritual world, and he brings that message from there to us. So that's also one of the meaning of Vyas. So and for our Gurudev, I can only say that Gurudev was so merciful that he expanded the Gaudiya philosophy to the when he first came to Mathura, he had an up task of explaining this Gaudiya philosophy in Vrindavan and Mathura, the what we call as Mathura district. Because to explain to somebody who doesn't know anything is very easy. You explain them and convince them. But to explain and convince somebody who they think they know everything is so hard. So this Vrindavan Vasi have this pride in them that we are Vrindavan Vasi. You know? Who are you to teach us? You know, we know everything. We know Krishna. So and to explain who Mahaprabhu is, he couldn't go and tell them that Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. So he had this task and he did it so well. So originally when he came from Bengal, Param Gurudev sent him to Mathura because he was the only one there who was, his mother tongue was Hindi. And and it was easier for him to relate to the Vrindavan Vasis. So when he came there, when they first established the mutt, it was such a difficult time because at that time the finance wasn't there, and Gurudeva had this fixed niyam of doing 64 rounds before he takes prasad in the morning, and he gives katha 3 times a day. After that, he himself would go for Madhukuri, house to Vrindavan Vasis, asking for some Madhukuri. And at the same time, what he did, just like Sanatana Goswami used to do, go and talk so nicely and sweetly to them, asking them, Beti, ho, tumhare bacche kaise hai, tumhara pati kya karta hai. This way he won the heart of all the Vrindavan Vasis, all the Mathura Vasis. Some of those Mathura Vasis are still there, who remember Gurudev coming to their house and taking bhiksha. So, and how they fell for him, because his deep blue eyes immediately attracts anybody. So this is some of the features of Gurudev. Not only then, but also when he came to the West, he did the same. And when he came to the West, when he spoke to people here, everybody had this feeling, whoever Gurudev spoke to, that Gurudev likes me the most. I must be the favorite of his disciples. This feeling comes to everybody. This charm that Gurudev had, and he won the hearts of so many. And he not only spread Gaudiya philosophy to the Mathura and Vrindavan Vasis, but when he came to the West, he brought this message that what Mahaprabhu came to give. What was the purpose of Mahaprabhu's incarnation, and what he came to preach. Because before Gurudev came, Swami Maharaj had already been here, and he had spread ISKCON all over. Some of the devotees had been chanting for 15, 20 years, but some of them didn't realize what the real purpose of Mahaprabhu is until Gurudev came. Gurudev was the person who gave this message, put this message across, that what is Gaudiya Sampradaya? What does Gaudiya mean? Gaudiya is not only Krishna's, but all the Gaudiya has, the Gaudiyas have a special inclination towards Radha-Rani. And this message was only given by Gurudev openly. And how important Radha-Rani is in our Sampradaya. She is our Istadev. Not Krishna, but Radhaji is our Istadev for all Gaudiyas. This is the message that Gurudev came and he gave. So there are a lot of speakers here today, so I'll request one by one, especially to those who have taken direct initiation from Gurudev to come and speak, and everybody should speak a few words glorifying our Gurudev. So this is the Puspanjali that we can offer. We are going to offer flowers, but by words and glorification is what Gurudev would love. I remember when we were so fortunate that in the beginning, Gurudev, when he used to come to Muralamba, we celebrated Gurudev's Vyasa-Puja, I think must be at least 4 or 5 times in Muralamba. And the first time when he came and did his Vyasa-Puja, I remember so well that he said that Vyasa-Puja is not a day that I get praise, I get all the puja. And this was a surprise for us, because we had seen previously how during Vyasa-Pujas in other institutes, the person whom we are celebrating Vyasa-Puja, he becomes the main focus point, and all the offerings and everything is given to him. But Gurudev said, no, Vyasa-Puja is the day when I do the puja to my Guru-parampara. And so he used to do his offering to all his Guru-parampara, and he used to do puja first. And then after that, the other devotees were allowed to speak anything. So this is the message that Gurudev gave, that whatever you are giving me, I'll offer this forward to my Gurudev. And that will go forward right up to Radha and Krishna. So this is how well Gurudev was, I would say, how well that he he understood the concept of Vyasa-Puja, that what really the Vyasa-Puja is, and this is what he taught us. So I'll call Lily, you want to speak first? One by one everybody will speak. Do you want to come forward?
So आज मैं इट्स अ मैटर ऑफ चांस कि मैं जैसे वो YouTube में कुछ ना कुछ चलता रहता है, तो आज गुरुदेव की बायोग्राफी चल रही थी, अपने आप ही आ गया उसके अंदर। तो गुरुदेव अपनी बायोग्राफी शायद डिक्टेट कर रहे होंगे उसके अंदर, तो आई कुड अंडरस्टैंड कि वो धीरे धीरे बोल रहे हैं और उनसे पूछ भी रहे हैं कि हाँ इसमें ऐसे करके ब्रैकेट में ऐसे लिखना। तो मुझे वही कुछ लाइनें दिमाग में बार बार आ रही थी। तो गुरुदेव बता रहे थे कि उनका जन्म जो है वो माघ की अमावस्या के दिन में हुआ था, और जब वो छोटे थे तो वो इतने स्वीट थे कि वो रोते नहीं थे, तो उनको कहीं भी बिठा देते थे तो वो वहाँ बैठ जाते थे, तो इसलिए उनका नाम था भोलानाथ। उनकी दादी ने उनका नाम रखा था भोलानाथ, क्योंकि वो इतने कहीं पे भी बिठा दो वो कभी हमेशा खुश रहते थे। और बचपन से ही वो बहुत धार्मिक प्रवृत्ति के थे। उनके माता पिता भी श्री संप्रदाय में दीक्षित थे, तो इसीलिए उनके वो कह रहे थे कि मेरी पूर्व जन्म की सुकृति या उसकी वजह से मेरी धार्मिक प्रवृत्ति पहले से ही थी। तो उनके पिताजी का नियम था वो हर रोज शाम को बैठ के रामचरितमानस का पाठ करते थे, और वो जिस जगह में रहते थे वो पूरा जो गांव है वो भी काफी वैष्णव था। और इवन जो जैसे कि वहाँ पे जो विश्वामित्र जी जहाँ पे राम जी को लेकर गए थे, जहाँ पे अहिल्या का उद्धार हुआ था, वो जगह भी उनके गाँव तिवारीपुर से ज्यादा दूर नहीं है। तो जब भी उनके पिताजी कहीं पर जाते थे रामचरित का पाठ सुनने के लिए, तो जब भी कभी सत्संग में जाते थे तो गुरुदेव उनके साथ ही जाया करते थे बचपन में। तो इस तरह से उनके बचपन से, और वो इतना उनको रामचरितमानस से इतना प्रेम था कि वो पढ़ते रहते थे और फिर वो रोते थे, और फिर जब रोना बंद हो जाता था तो और पढ़ते थे, फिर और रोते थे।
Radha Didi is basically saying that Srila Gurudeva used to be such a innocent person, because wherever I'll just call him. He can translate. Is it? Okay. So, he used to be really innocent, and why innocent? That wherever anyone would ask him to sit, he would sit there. If anyone would ask him to eat, he would start eating. So he would never have any sort of tantrums. He would just sit like a very innocent person. That's why in Hindi it's called Bhola. So that is why he was named Bhola. And then she's saying that Srila Gurudev's parents, they were actually in Sri Sampradaya, and they used to believe in Ramji, and they used to go to places where Ram Bachan, Pravachan, Srila Ramayana used to go on. And so he would go along with his father and do the sevas wherever his father used to go in the satsangs, and
फिर उसके बाद में वो कि मैं बचपन से हमेशा फर्स्ट और सेकंड आता था।
He used to be very intelligent. He was saying, Srila Gurudev himself was saying that he used to be very good in studies. He used to come either first or second, and he used to be very favorite of his own teachers. And he was very good in sports as well. Especially, he used to do it very well in Sanskrit. He was very good at Sanskrit, and he was such a good singer as well. So when he was in high school, then he used to do a lot of boating, swimming, cycling. He used to be a champion. And after high school, he didn't have to put in any efforts. He just got through the police easily, effortlessly. And all the officials used to say that he's a very honest guy. And then he got promoted very easily as well. So one of his superintendents, he had organized satsang and for 10 days, and he also went there. And there were some brahmacharis like Lochandas. Vikrama Maharaj. Vikrama Maharaj was also there. There was a team of all the great Vaishnavas there. And they used to speak in Bengali, but Gurudev did not. Srila Gurudev did not know Bengali at that time. So because he could not understand Bengali, then one of the brahmacharis would explain him in Hindi. Because he did not know Bengali. He would not understand, but he would really used to like it. So he wanted to go and give his life, into this, but then he was like, okay, I'm doing a job, how can I do that? But then there came a time that he left everything and then he took the train. And then
जो बड़े गुरुजी हैं उनको वहाँ पे भेज दिया था रामन गोस्वामी महाराज जी को जाके लालटेन लेके जाओ वहाँ पे वो आ रहे हैं.
So he went to our Param Gurudev. He took the train and he went to Param Gurudev.
बाद में क्या हुआ कि एक बार तो गुरुदेव तक बहुत सारी जितनी शुरू में तो वो सारी जो मिनियल सर्विसेज होती हैं वो बिना किसी के कहे करते थे. नवद्वीप परिक्रमा चल रही थी.
He used to be a very great sevak. Like no one had to tell him what to do. He would just keep doing it, like whether it's utensils or clothes or food. So looking at his attitude, he made Param Gurudev ji made him like his personal assistant, and then he would actually used to look after him, like wash his clothes and look after him. And then one day he was going in a train. So he's So when he was in a train, he met one of the older persons from his village, I guess. And then that person was also like surprised to see Gurudev there in the train. And then he said, "What are you doing here in the train?" So when he left for Param Gurudev, he did not tell anyone where he's going. But now when he met this person in the train from his village, that person, when he went home, he told everyone that this is the place where he's living. So all of them went there to see him. So he went back to village and everyone tried to emphasize that don't go, because that person in the train told him to come with him to the village and all that. Or maybe, so he finally went to the village and then everyone wanted him to stay back, but he did not agree.
तो गुरुदेव ने बोला कि उसको समझने से पहले आपको और भी बहुत सारी चीजें समझनी पड़ेगी. आपको ये समझना पड़ेगा कि अद्वैतवाद क्या होता है, फिर आपको ये समझना पड़ेगा द्वैतवाद क्या होता है. तो उन्होंने वो सारी चीजें उनको अच्छे से समझाई. फिर हम उनको ये भी बताया.
So there were lots of questions asked when he went there in the village, like the different kinds of philosophy. Some elderly people were asking him. So he said, then he clarified each and everything, philosophies. So those people were very impressed with him.
Missed out so much. It's beautiful. Thank you. I'm really happy with anything. At least I had some.
मेरे साथ तुम कह रहे थे ना.
So you speaking next?
Yeah, both.
I'll be a loyal husband.
ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनं चला गया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. नमो विष्णुपदाय राधिकाय प्रियामणे श्रीमद्भक्तिवेदान्त नारायण गोस्वामी जी. First of all, I'll speak in English for yours. First of all, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. Prakash Prabhu is always very kind. All of you are always very kind. Giving an opportunity to someone who doesn't deserve any is an act of kindness in itself. So thank you. You want me to speak first? Yeah. I was just reminded the way Didi said that Gurudev was born on morning of Vyasa. So in itself, that's quite significant. I heard this from Bhaktivedenta Narayan Gosvami Maharaja's lotus mouth. So he was saying that all of us, you know about the Moni Amavasya. Moni Amavasya came into being when Sati Devi, she went to test Bhagavan Sri Ram, because Bhagavan Ram was looking for Sita Ji, and she had some doubts. She said, oh, he can't be Bhagavan himself, he's looking for his wife like an ordinary person. And then Shankar Ji goes on to explain that, look, he's doing his Narmad Leela, so this is like this, but she still didn't trust Shivji, and then she went to test him, and obviously Bhagavan Ram, he greeted her saying, oh, Sati Devi, what are you doing in the forest, and where is Bholenath and stuff, and she was highly embarrassed, and she came back. And then Shivji came to realize that this is what she has done. And when he realized, Shivji, when he realized that Sati Devi had taken the form of Sita Ji, whom Shankar Ji considers as his mother, so he took a vow in his heart. He said, because she had taken the form of my mother, I cannot look at her as my wife anymore. So he took a vow in his heart that I will now give her a seat, an asan, which is higher than me, because I consider her as, because she had taken the form of my mother, and I will never look at her as my wife from now onwards. And then he remained silent. So all the demigods, they gathered around the heavens, and they started throwing flower petals. Demigods, they're good with this stuff. So, and they were just, glorifying him. And Sati Ji is asking him, what vow have you taken? Why is everyone glorifying you? But he didn't speak anything. They came back to Kailash, and he remained silent for 87,000 years, as per Ramcharitmanas. So now, Srila Goswami Maharaj says that Shankar Ji, his life air depends on narrating all the pastimes of the Lord. He's always saying Harikatha. Always. He's always either speaking Harikatha or he's experiencing Harikatha in his trance. So there's no way he can live without Harikatha. So when he remains silent all this time, then upon his blessings, a personal associate of the Lord, he descended on this earth on the very day when he fell silent on Moni Amavasya to distribute the nectar of Harikatha, and that is our Srila Gurudeva. So that is that's always very heart-touching for someone like me. And in so many ways.
His disappearance and his appearance.
Yeah. Initially when because I was always a very ignorant fool, she was very fortunate and very blessed in so many ways. And she still remembers that she came to Brisbane, went to Prakashpur, went to Nadi's house, met Srila Gurudeva there, and I was blessed much later. Undeservedly so. That's what is the definition of a Hatuki Kripa. Anyhow, after some time, when we were sort of, initiated and got Diksha, and we went to Vrindavan. I didn't know anything anyhow. So we went to, I think that was Radha-Kund. We went to Radha-Kund actually. And we ran into that priest on Radha-Kund, on the bank of Radha-Kund. And they think, oh, people from Delhi, they come and they, go and ask, oh, aap kahan se? And he said, so he walked up to me and he said, oh, is kaun se ho? So I said, nahi. He said, kahan se ho? So I had sort of learned what to speak. Maine kaha, Gaudiya Math se. So he says, oh, Gaudiya Math se ho? Dikshit ho? So I said, yeah. He says, kahan se? So I narrated Gurudev's name, and his tone changed. He said, oh, you're already in Goloka Vrindavan then. And I was like, oh. Then I also got some confidence, I said, yeah. And then I was just beginning to comprehend the effect that, as Prabhuji said, that Gurudev had all the Brajvasis, They don't consider anyone anything, but when it comes to Gurudev, and especially when they gave him the upadhi of Yugacharya. So Yugacharya is someone who, demonstrates through his own acharan, through his own behavior. And there are so many things to say, behavior first as a householder, as a son, then as a disciple, and obviously everything about him. And so many times I go on YouTube and I'm trying to listen and understand what Gurudev is trying to say, and he appears so normal, as if he's one of us. And then at the same time I was reading an experience. I won't be long, otherwise you won't get a chance to speak.
I'm fine. You speak.
So in this experience, this person, he's from London. I forgot his name. Probably it'll come to me in a minute. So he said he actually invited Gurudev, but when Gurudev was in UK, because there are so many disciples. I was listening to a class this morning, and there was this god sister of ours from UK, and she said she is so thankful to all those members of ISKCON, all the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, Swami Maharaj, that it was because of them Gurudev agreed to leave India and come outside, otherwise he would never come. So he came, and then after some time, because all the leaders happened, there was some opposition from some institutions. Anyhow, Gurudev said that he will go and see Swami Maharaj's, Bhaktivedenta Manor. That is in London. So this devotee was with Srila Gurudev on the day. And he said, oh, these people, they are, there's so much of opposition these days, and I think we should not go. But Gurudev said, no, this is my Swami Maharaj's place, I will go. He said, okay. So when they entered, everyone was shocked to see him, and everyone was running helter-skelter, not knowing what to do. They were sort of scared of committing any Vaishnava Aparadha. At the same time, they were not sure if they greeted him properly, what would the management say. So they took him into a room and they said, oh, you wait here, we'll come back, you want some water and stuff. So they made both of them sit in the room, and then they locked the room, because it was the Aarti time and many people would come. So they thought if everyone came and they saw Maharaj, they would go up with him. So they decided to lock the room. So they were sitting there for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, no one came. So this person got up and he said, let's go. He tried to open the room, it was locked. And then he didn't know what to do, and Gurudev just motioned to him, don't worry, relax. So after some time, Gurudev stood up and said, let's go. He said, where can we go? The room is locked. So Gurudev walked and he opened the door. The door opened. So he came out. Have you heard this before? Probably. So anyhow, so he came out and then he went to, because it was Aarti time. So Gurudev knew from the other part of the building that this was Aarti time. So the darshan had opened. So he went there, he took darshan, and then he came out. So this person says, oh Gurudev, I'm very disappointed in them that they did not reach you properly the way they should have, And so Gurudev said, that's okay, I've already forgiven them. I'm not too worried about them. I'm just going out because Radha and Krishna, they have come to see me. So he walks out, and this person says that two swans out of nowhere, they appear. Anyhow, you should speak.
Okay. तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय राधिकाय प्रियाप्तये श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांता नारायण गौड़ीय। यह श्रील गुरुदेव जी की व्यास पूजा है, उनका प्रकट दिवस है। तो उसके हेतु अपने शुद्धिकरण के लिए और श्रील गुरुदेव को कुछ पुष्पांजलि हेतु कुछ वाक्य, उनकी थोड़ी जीवनी और कुछ वाक्य जो हमारे कुछ वैष्णव भक्तों ने उनकी महिमा को लेते हुए कहे, तो उसी के बारे में मैं आप सभी के साथ चेष्टा करूंगी और सब शेयर करने की। तो पहले हम जीवनी से शुरू करते हैं। मैं जानती हूँ that everyone knows.
So start with his birth.
तो जीवनी को लेके सभी कोई जानते हैं श्रील गुरुदेव की, बट हमेशा ऐसा होता है कि अपीयरेंस हो, डिसअपीयरेंस हो, तो हमको
Everyone knows about Gurudev's Leela, but when his appearance day and disappearance day, we should know when he was born, who his mother and father were.
श्रील नारायण गुरुदेव महाराज जी का जो जन्म था, वह भारत के बिहार में
Srila Gurudev's birth was in India, in Bharat, near the river Ganga, in a town called Tiwaripur. This specific town was nearby where Ram and when he killed some Rakshas. His birthday was on 7th of February 1921.
और ये एक बहुत ही धार्मिक परिवार में पैदा हुए,
into a very dharmic family, into the Trivedi Brahmins, and they were attached to the Sri Sampradaya. they would consider Ramji and his Gurudev's father. Whenever Ramayana would happen or any satsangs, they would go along with his grandfather and would never leave any stone unturned.
तो अब एक बारी की बात है कि श्रीला भक्ति सिद्धांता सरस्वती प्रभुपाद जी के एक शिष्य थे श्री नरोत्तम.
So it once happened that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, his brahmachari Narottam Das, was coming to preach about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Srila Gurudev started to converse with him. With him he had lots of talks, they had lots of discussions. And as we know, when devotees meet new people, they start to preach, they start to convince them that this is the most topmost. In that same way, that brahmachari preached to Gurudev very well and increased his faith. And in this way, the brahmachari of Srila Prabhupada, him and Gurudev met. So one day in his association, he decided that he wants to dedicate his life to Srila Rupa Goswami's teachings and missions.
फिर क्या हुआ कि गौर पूर्णिमा पर फिर ये वार्षिक परिक्रमा के लिए ये गौर पूर्णिमा पर गए और वहाँ पे ये किनसे मिले? अपने गुरुदेव से. इन्होंने गौर पूर्णिमा
day he went to meet his own Gurudev, Srila Keshav Maharaj.
और तुरंत बाद गुरुदेव ने
immediately after,
भक्त बांधव की उपाधि से भी
Srila Keshav Maharaj gave him the title Bhakta Bandhav. Because Gurudev was very friendly to all the devotees, he would look after all the devotees, and thus he was given the name Bhakta Bandhav.
और उन्होंने अगले 5 वर्षों तक
for the next
अपने गुरुदेव के साथ में खूब प्रचार करा.
He did lots of preaching with his Gurudev, and they went to many different places.
1952 में गौर पूर्णिमा पर उन्होंने अपने प्रिय गुरुदेव से संन्यास भी लिया.
And then in 1952 he took sannyas from Srila Keshav Maharaj.
श्री केशव महाराज जी ने उन्हें मथुरा में श्री केशव जी गौड़िया मठ नाम के नए खुले मंदिर का प्रभारी भी
And then Srila Keshav Maharaj gave him responsibility of the new mandir, Sri Keshav Ji Gaudiya Math in Mathura. Gurudev had also taken lots of sevas in Bengal. So thus he would spend 6 months in Bengal and 6 months in Mathura.
गुरुदेव को गौड़िया वेदांत समिति के उपाध्यक्ष और हिंदी के प्रकाशन और मासिक पत्रिका की भागवत प्रकृता के प्रधान संपादक के रूप में भी.
In the Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti publications, he wrote the Bhagavad Patrika magazine.
कि जो उनके अपने गुरुदेव थे उनको उन्होंने कितनी सारी सेवाओं में.
So in this way, Srila Gurudev was very fortunate to have been able to be engaged in the service of his own Gurudev, Srila Keshav Maharaj.
के रूप में अब वहाँ पे सेवा कर रहे थे. और उसके बाद में श्रीला गुरुदेव ने जो वार्षिक कार्तिक ब्रज मंडल की परिक्रमा है उसका भी वह आयोजन करने लगे ना. जब उनके श्रीला गुरुदेव ने उनसे अनुरोध करा तो फिर क्योंकि वे बड़े नम्र भाव के थे, सेवा थे, तो उन्होंने ये आयोजन शुरू करा और अभी भी ना उनके जो अनुयायी हैं इस आयोजन का पूरा पालन कर रहे हैं. अब श्रीला गुरुदेव को फिर दोबारा से क्या सेवा मिली? उनके गुरुदेव ने कहा कि आप श्रीला भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जो पुस्तकें हैं.
So then Keshav Maharaj told Gurudev, all of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's books, they are in Bengali. Can you please translate them into Hindi? And in this way, Srila Gurudev translated titles such as Jaiva Dharma, Vaishnava Siddhantma, and many other books from Bengali into Hindi. And then thus Srila Gurudev's followers, they then converted those into English.
Interesting बात कि काफी ये बात उठी थी कि भाई जो श्रीला गुरुदेव हैं उनका भक्तिवेदांता स्वामी प्रभुपाद जी के साथ कोई ऐसा relationship नहीं था.
Some people claim that Gurudev did not have a relationship with Srila Swami Prabhupada, but we can see from all the letters and we can see so much evidences that Srila Gurudev and
भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद जी का
Swami
बहुत ही
Maharaj
ज्यादा गूढ़ संबंध
had a
था,
very
बहुत ही
close
ज्यादा।
relationship.
सबसे पहले 1948 में कलकत्ता में मिले थे।
They met
क्योंकि
first
वहाँ पर
in
एक
1948 in
गौड़िया
Kolkata
वेदांत नई शाखा खुली थी,
at a new
वहाँ पे
branch
उद्घाटन था,
of Gaudiya
क्योंकि
Vedanta
वहाँ पे
Samiti.
अपने गुरुदेव के साथ यानी कि परम गुरुदेव के
And
साथ
thus he
वहाँ
went
पे
with
श्रीला
his
प्रभुपाद जी से मिले।
Gurudev,
और वहाँ पर फिर उसके
Keshav
बाद
Maharaj.
में इनको उनसे मिलके जब ये परिचित हुए इनको बहुत अच्छा लगा।
And when they
वहाँ पे
met,
मिलके इन्होंने सेवाएं
they
करी।
did lots of
और
seva
उसके
together.
बाद भी ना
And
इनका
even
आना
after
जाना
that,
लगा रहा।
they kept meeting each other
कुछ
every now
वर्षों
and
बाद
then.
50
Some
के
time
दशक की
बाद,
शुरुआत में श्रील भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज अपने धर्म भाई श्रीला केशव गोस्वामी
Srila
जी की
Swami
कहने पे
Maharaj
मथुरा
then
भी आए
took
और ये
then
वहाँ
went
पे
to
उन्होंने
Mathura
निवास किया, कुछ
from-
महीने तक वे वहाँ रहे
with
और
Srila
उनके
Keshav
साथ
Maharaj.
नियमित रूप से भक्तिपूर्ण आदान प्रदान हुआ इनका और
And then they
श्रीला
had lots
गुरुदेव
of close
की परम
relations
गुरुदेव के बहुत प्रिय थे। तो
because
जब
he
भी
was very
भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद
much
जी आते
loved.
थे तो उनकी जितनी भी निजी सेवाएं थी वे
So
श्रीला
all of
गुरुदेव
his
की
menial
करते
tasks,
थे।
Srila Gurudev would
तो
complete for
इस
Srila
इस
Swami
तरीके से
Prabhupada.
उनका जो मित्रता है वो बढ़ती जा रही थी, जो रिलेशनशिप है
In
वो
this
और
way, their
ज्यादा deep
relationship
करता
was
जा रहा
getting
था।
deeper and deeper.
और उसके बाद अराउंड 1959 में श्रीला प्रभुपाद जी ने जो है भक्तिवेदांता स्वामी प्रभुपाद जी को जो परम गुरुदेव है उन्होंने उनको संन्यास भी दिया।
And then Keshav Goswami Maharaj gave Srila Prabhupada
तो इस
sannyas.
तरीके से वह संन्यास के दौरान तो वहीं रह रहे थे, वृंदावन में रह रहे थे,
And thus,
पहले कहीं और
with
मंदिर में रहते
sannyas,
थे,
he
फिर
would
दामोदर मंदिर में रहने लगे।
originally live
तो
in
इस तरीके से
Vrindavan
श्रीला
at
गुरुदेव का
different
बहुत आना
temples.
जाना लगा रहता था,
And
भगवान
thus
के
he
दर्शन
would-
करने जाते थे,
he would
तब
meet
उनसे
Gurudev
मिलते थे
quite a lot.
और वहाँ पे भी उनके साथ जो प्रसाद वगैरह खुद
And he would
इकट्ठे बैठ के लेते
eat
थे
prasad
और
alongside
काफी
Srila Swami
गूढ़
Maharaj
जो सब्जेक्ट्स हैं
And they
ना,
talk about lots of
ग्रंथों
sweet
पे काफी डीप चर्चा होती थी।
and deep, have deep
तो इस
discussions
तरीके से
on the
इनका उनके
holy
साथ में
books.
प्रेम बहुत बढ़ता गया और
In
एक
this
समय
way,
ऐसा
his
आया
love with Swami Maharaj
जब
increased.
श्रीला स्वामी महाराज को ना विदेश जाना पड़ा
And now the
प्रचार
time
के लिए।
came when Swami
तो
Maharaj had to go to the west.
जो सबसे पहला उनको मृदंग चाहिए था या करताल
When he
चाहिए
needed
थी,
to buy his
उन्होंने
first
श्रीला गुरुदेव को
Mridang and
कहते हुए
Kartal,
मंगवाई थी।
he got them
अभी,
on the request
जो
from
परम गुरुदेव हैं, वो
Srila
नित्य लीला में
Gurudev.
नहीं गए थे, अभी थे। तो अभी
So at this
दोनों
point
के
in
साथ
time,
में
Srila
बात
Keshav
होती
Maharaj
रहती
was
थी, 2 बार
still
महीने में
present
बात
on this
होती थी।
world.
और जब
And they
परम
would
गुरुदेव नित्य
continue
लीला
to
में
talk.
चले गए, तो
And
तब
then when
श्रीला
Srila Param
गुरुदेव के साथ
Gurudev
बाद में भी ये,
went
ना, बात उनके
into
साथ
Nitya
होती
Lila,
रहती थी। तो
he would still
उन्होंने
continue
उनके साथ
to
जो
converse
बहुत
with
सहायता करी,
Srila Gurudev,
भारत में रहते।
even though Gurudev was living in India.
और तो इस तरीके से जब वे वहाँ विदेश में पहुंचे तो स्वामी महाराज जी ने ये सोचा, मतलब उनको तो पता ही था ये तो सब लीला चल रही थी, तो जानते ही थे कि श्रीला गुरुदेव जो है इज नॉट ऑर्डिनरी, श्रीला गुरुदेव इज एक्चुअली फ्रॉम द नित्य वर्ल्ड, ही इज रमन मंजरी और स्वामी प्रभुपाद जी भी एक नित्य पर्सनैलिटी है, वे जानते थे कि ये कौन है और उन्होंने उनको
So
काफी
Swami
प्रोत्साहन
Prabhupada
दिया और
obviously knew
कहा
that
कि
Gurudev
आपको
wasn't an
आना
ordinary
पड़ेगा, विदेश जाना
personality.
पड़ेगा
He's
और
Raman
प्रचार
Manjari in
करना
his
पड़ेगा।
eternal Leela.
और फिर 1977 के बाद में श्रीला गुरुदेव गए पूरी दुनिया
And
में,
then later in 1977,
all over the
Gurudev
world जो हमारे
went to the West.
भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज हैं, उन्होंने बताया कि जो कृष्ण है वही भगवान है।
So Swami
मगर
Prabhupada
जब
planted
श्रीला
the
गुरुदेव
seeds
गए तो
that
उन्होंने कहा कि हाँ,
Gurudev
भगवान तो
was,
नहीं है,
that Krishna is
मगर वह हमारी
Bhagwan.
राधा रानी के
But
प्रियतम है।
who is Krishna?
That was
The
mood
lover of
that Srila
Radha-Rani.
Gurudev wanted
And
to
that was
give
the mood that Srila
to
Gurudev
everyone.
gave to everyone.
तो क्योंकि of course प्रभुपाद जी का एक उनकी सेवा थी कि
So of
उन्होंने
course,
मायावाद को
Srila
काटना था
Prabhupada had
और
to
उन्होंने
cut the
लोगों को
weeds of
समझाना था,
Mayavad
बताना था कि वे कृष्ण
and
ही
bring in
है
new
सब कुछ।
people that Krishna is everything.
श्रीला गुरुदेव जो थे वे एक स्टेप आगे करके
But
उन्होंने
Gurudev
deeply
went one
इस
step
चीज़ को,
further
ना,
and tried to
बताया,
spread this
बताया।
seed of further.
बस यही कहना चाहूंगी कि
So just one more thing I'd like to say.
कि जो हमारे भक्ति विज्ञान भारती महाराज हैं उनका भी उनके साथ में बहुत गूढ़ संबंध था।
So Srila
और,
Gurudev and Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami Maharaj
बहुत
had a very
ज़्यादा,
close
श्रीला
relationship.
गुरुदेव के साथ उनको प्रोत्साहन दिया था इंडिया में प्रचार करने के लिए। तब श्रीला गुरुदेव का स्वास्थ्य ठीक नहीं रहता था और श्रीला भारती महाराज जी ने कहा कि आप चिंता ना करें, मैं आपको किसी चिकित्सक के पास ले जाऊंगा और मैं आपका सारा प्रबंध कर दूंगा। और ऐसा ही हुआ, श्रीला गुरुदेव वहाँ गए, उन्होंने अपनी सारी चिकित्सा करवाई और वो ठीक हो गए। और उसके बाद में क्योंकि तब गुरुदेव ने
So
कहा कि मैं नहीं
Bhaktivedanta
कर
Bharati
सकता,
Maharaj
गुरुदेव
would
ठीक
take
नहीं।
Gurudev for
But
getting
जब वे ठीक
better
हो
when
गए,
he was
ना, क्योंकि उनको
not
वो
fully
कलकत्ता ले
well.
गए थे और
So he
कलकत्ता
took
में
them to
जाके कुछ डॉक्टर
Kolkata
से मिले, उन्होंने
and
उनका
met him
बड़ा
with a
सम्मान
doctor.
किया। और उसके बाद जब वे ठीक हो गए तो
And then once Gurudev became better, that Bhaktivedanta Bharati Maharaj should go for preaching. Now he will go for preaching.
श्रीला भारती महाराज जी ने बताया था कि कैसे मेरा उनके साथ में मतलब कुछ स्नेह युक्त सेवा रही।
So Bharati Maharaj would explain how he had lots of affection and seva towards Gurudev.
मतलब एक बार की बात है, अगेन ही वाज नॉट वेल, श्रीला गुरुदेव की तबीयत ठीक नहीं थी और जो उनका अपना पुरी का जो मठ था वहाँ पे
So once when Srila Gurudev's health was not good, he didn't have a good place to stay in Puri Mutt.
I think विशाखापट्टनम या झांसी कहीं गए थे.
But then he went to either Vishakhapatnam or Jhansi, and when he went, Bharati Maharaj, Bhaktivedenta Puri Maharaj,
पुरी महाराज जी के का वहाँ नया मठ खुला था.
he went to Bhaktivedenta Puri Maharaj's new mutt.
तो वहाँ पर श्रीला गुरुदेव भी थे और श्रीला भारती महाराज जी भी थे और वैष्णव भी थे.
And over there was a great assembly of Vaishnavas consisting of Gurudev, Bharati Maharaj. So Bharati Maharaj and Gurudev would stay in the same room.
I'm not too sure, झांसी या विशाखापट्टनम somewhere, एक नई शाखा खुली थी विशाखापट्टनम. तो वहाँ पर ये एक ही कमरे में रहे थे.
So they would stay in one room.
उसके बाद उस उद्घाटन के बाद इनका ये प्रोग्राम था कि ये आगे जाएंगे पुरी की ओर.
And after that, the program was that Gurudev will go to Puri. But Gurudev said there's not a good place to stay in the Puri Mutt. So how will I be able to stay there? But Gurudev had the desire to go to Puri. But Bharati Maharaj then said, don't worry, I will organize everything. So what did Bharati Maharaj do? He found that once everything will get organized in the mutt, then Gurudev became very, very pleased, very happy. And then what did Bharati Maharaj do? He did so much sacrifice that he knew that in reality he won't have a single room with a bathroom in Puri. But then he requested from Bhaktivedanta Puri Maharaj that I will go one day early into Puri. Not for, he didn't give any reason to them why. So the room that Bharati Maharaj had, he took all his room, all his stuff, and prepared it for Gurudev. So even though Gurudev when Gurudev arrived the following day, he didn't know that Bharati Maharaj was staying. Because if he found out, then Gurudev would not let him stay.
Sorry, just 2 minutes और श्रीला भारती महाराज ये बताते हैं कि बता रहे थे अपने किसी लेक्चर में कि
So Bharati Maharaj in one of his lectures was saying that
में ये कहा गया है
it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam that
कृष्णोति अभद्राणि शशम तनोति सत्वस्य शुद्ध परमात्मा भक्तिम ज्ञानम विज्ञान विराग युक्तम. तो बता रहे हैं कि श्रीमद् भागवतम में
he's saying that in the Srimad Bhagavatam, this shloka, it explains that
अवस्मृत कृष्णा पदारविंदो है, उसका अर्थ ये है कि केवल कृष्ण के चरणों का ध्यान नहीं,
it's not just Krishna's lotus feet, but also we should care for his devotees who are very close and those whose hearts in which Bhagwan lives. And then if we take shelter of these exalted Vaishnavas, all of our
अशुद्धता मतलब जो हम भूल चुके हैं कि हम कौन है इस दुनिया में, हमारा भगवान के साथ क्या संबंध है,
all of our confusion regarding what is our relation with Guru, what's our relationship with Krishna, they will all go. And what will come instead? Not the worldly desires that we got a car, house, qualification, looks, but to understand your own Swarup and to have that relationship with Guru. And from that your Swarup with Guru, with Bhagwan will come. So when a disciple understands, comprehends, questions, tries to embody his Guru's teachings, then the knowledge that will become embodied. So when Gyan becomes blossomed, it becomes Vairagya. So this is what Bharati Maharaj was trying to say on
चरणों का ध्यान करना चाहिए, उनकी सेवा करनी चाहिए, उनको याद करना चाहिए, उसका परिणाम बहुत उत्तम है और वो ये है कि हमारा भगवान के साथ संबंध बन जाएगा. और उन्होंने ये कहा कि ऐसे अवसरों पर हमको भगवान को, हमें गुरुदेव जो अप्रकटे और प्रकटे जो आते हैं उसमें हमको
when Guru's appearance and disappearance days comes, it's a very important and good
अपनी योग्यता के अनुसार, अपनी क्षमता के अनुसार आयोजन करना चाहिए या तिथि को बनाना चाहिए, क्योंकि
We should
ऐसा नहीं
celebrate
करते
this
तो
तिथि.
क्या होता है,
Because if we
हमें
don't,
अपराध लगता है.
then we get
ये
aparad.
तो एक बेसिक बात है,
This is
अपराध
a
लगता है,
basic
हमारे
level.
ज्ञान के लिए अच्छा है और
It is
basic
good for our knowledge
नॉर्मल जो डिवोटीज नए आए उनको
and
जानने
good
के
for
लिए
the
अच्छा है.
neophyte
अगर जो लोग गूढ़
devotees.
हैं, थोड़ा सा
For those who are a
गूढ़
bit
मतलब जानना चाहते हैं, गंभीर
deeper, bit
भक्त है, उनको समझने
serious
की बात है
devotees,
कि
it's for them to
ऐसा करने
understand
से
that
क्या
by
होता है कि हम लोगों को अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है और उन
we get the
जो
opportunity
गुरु वैष्णव है उनकी हम स्मृतियां बिटोरते हैं,
to glorify
उनमें
Guru and
संलग्न हो
Vaishnava.
जाते हैं, उनको याद करने लगते हैं.
We start
और
to
श्रील
remember
भक्ति
them.
महाराज क्या कहते हैं, वो याद, वो जो स्मृतियां
That
हैं,
remembrance,
वही
that
क्या
it can
है,
ultimately
वही हमारा धन है.
is
जब हम
our
संलग्न हो जाते हैं उनको याद करने से, तो वे और उन्होंने बोला कि हमारे गुरुजी जो हैं उनका आज ये अवसर है, आज वे ना अवतरित हुए, उस दिन जो तिथि थी अवतरित हुए हैं, तो ये महान वैष्णव हैं, उस जगत से आए हैं ना. अभी जिसमें बोल रही थी कि ऑर्डिनरी सोल तो है नहीं,
Gurudev is no ordinary soul. He's a Nitya Siddha. He's a Manjari.
तो ऐसे महान अवसर पे हमें
And
सभी
such a day,
भक्तों को ना ये चेष्टा करनी चाहिए, उनकी सेवा में लगना चाहिए, उनको याद करना चाहिए. ऐसा करने से ही हमारे जीवन में शुभता आएगी, ऐसा करने से ही हमारा जो जीवन है सही मायने में सफल हो पाए.
I'm so grateful. Otherwise, I don't hear anything. It's good. Thank you. I'll take anything.
जैसे दीदी ने बताया, मुझे याद है एक बार गुरुदेव बोल रहे थे कि हमें किस चीज़ की वर्षा करनी चाहिए, किस चीज़ की चाहत रखनी चाहिए. तो वो बोल रहे थे कि राधा कृष्ण के दर्शन की चाहत से ज़्यादा ये चाहत रखनी चाहिए कि मुझे रसिक वैष्णव का संग मिले. ये सबसे उत्तम है, डिवोटीज के लिए सबसे उत्तम गति यही है कि हमें रसिक वैष्णव का संग मिलता है. तो जैसे दीदी ने बताया वही बात गुरुदेव के मुख से ही सुना है. तो थैंक यू दीदी. हरे कृष्ण गुरुदेव.
ओम ज्ञानातिमिषाय ज्ञानांजनशलाकया चक्षुर्मीलितं येन श्री गुरुवे नमः. गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय सदाय कृष्णाय भक्ताय नमो नमः. मेरा कोटि कोटि दंड प्रणाम हमारे गुरुदेव भक्तिवेदांता नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज को, हमारे गुरु परंपरा में जितने हमारे गुरु वर्ग है उनको मेरा कोटि कोटि दंड प्रणाम. हमारे गुरु जी के जितने शिष्य हैं जो हमको आके हरि कथा देते हैं उनको मेरा दंडवत प्रणाम. आए हुए वैष्णव को मेरा यथा योग प्रणाम. आज बहुत शुभ दिन है क्योंकि
it is a very auspicious day because it is the appearance day of our beloved Gurudev. And as we have already heard, we are very, very fortunate that we're able to meet with such a Guru, and such a Guru found us.
जो अभी हम लोग देख रहे हैं दुनिया में सब जगह पे यहाँ पे किसी से बात कर दो तो हमारा पहला तो है हम लोग शास्त्र नहीं पढ़ते. अपना शास्त्र जो हमारे जो ग्रंथ हम लोग नहीं पढ़ते ना, तो हम लोग जानते नहीं, बहुत लोग नहीं जानते, मैं भी पहले नहीं जानता था. लेकिन ऐसे गुरु जी मिले जो पूरा ग्रंथ.
So ordinary, most people don't know and read these Shastra, but we were able to meet such a Guru who can explain these Shastra.
और गुरु जी मिले तो ठीक, लेकिन फिर उन्होंने हमें बहुत अनमोल वस्तु दी. और अनमोल वस्तु क्या है कि हमें हरि नाम दे दिया.
Srila Gurudev gave us Hari Nam. If we have faith in Hari Nam, then Hari Nam will give us everything. So I offer obeisances at this Guru. And if we look in Gurudev's life, in approximately 1940 to 1945, World War II was happening, and there was lots of problems in India because the British Raj was on that time, so they're taking lots of things. And when Gurudev went to the mutt, and in all the mutts he used to live, he stayed very well. And Srila Gurudev, when in those World War II, they would
और फिर ठंडा के समय कहते थे गर्म करने के लिए, अपना रूम गर्म करने के लिए. और फिर सवेरे गुरु जी का तो था, हम लोग बहुत बार सुन चुके हैं कि गुरु जी के जो जीवनी रही
If you look at Srila Gurudev's life, it is exemplary and shows how a bhakta should live. From in the morning, doing Mangala Arti, doing all your chanting 64 rounds, 32 and then 32, you're able to meet such a Gurudev, so that's such fortunate. Because Gurudev himself exemplified. And before he left, he wrote so many books. For who? For us. So hopefully we should be able to spread Srila Gurudev's books and spread the mission under which Srila Gurudev has served for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we say Brahman Brahmite Bhagavan Jeev. Guru Krishna Prasad Bhakti Lakta Bij. That happened to us as well. We don't know for how many lifetimes we've been going around and around, but now we've met this Guru. We have now been able to establish our Gurudev, our goal. So Gurudev always tried to emphasize what is our goal of our life. Are we going to come, stay and then leave? But no, we should do something for our next life and next birth. What's the second reason? Gurudev gave us so many high-class disciples who, even when Gurudev leaves, he can propagate his mission and give us advance our bhakti. And that was one good thing about our Gurudev. Gurudev came to give us the topmost thing, and in this way I bow down to Gurudev and offer this Pushpanjali that he can help us and we're able to fulfill his desires, whether it be in this life, next life or how many other lifetimes. But we're able to fulfill Gurudev's desires.
Thank you, Gurudev. Hare Krishna. Gurudev. Today is a very auspicious day, and we all here gathered talking about and hearing about Gurudev's glories. What I heard just recently was one of the devotees, they asked, why is his name Srila Narayan Maharaj? He said Narayan is just like God. God is sleeping in the ocean, and that's Narayan, Lakshmi Narayan. So why he's into Radha-Rani, and why is his name given as Narayan? So someone else answered. He said that name really suits him because Krishna, Vishnu Bhagavan is sleeping in the ocean and is full of water. Is ocean, where everywhere is water. Everywhere is full of water. So Narayan name given to him is just right because Radha-Rani is so pure that just like everything around Radha-Rani is all purity, and what he teaches is all everything to do with Radha-Rani, and everything relates to Krishna after that. So actually what I had is, I can't express myself, but this is what it said, that Radha-Rani is his main aim, and just like nobody else used to talk about Radha-Rani before, but now he's openly, talking about Radha-Rani, and
Vrindavan, as we know that wherever you go is all Radhe Radhe. And this is what our Gurudeva used to teach. And he used to say Radhe is the first thing, we say. And there are a lot of institutes, they don't say anything, they just say Radhe Radhe. As soon as you get out of Vrindavan, you don't hear anything else. You hear Krishna, but in Vrindavan is all Radhe Radhe. I remember people used to say that when Narayan Gosvami Maharaj goes anywhere, there is a big gathering, and there are a lot of followers from all over the world just following him. When he was around, when he started his tour, overseas tours, and he used to get a lot of people around. I remember even in my house, first time when he came around, there were 3 buses came through, and I was at the shop. When I came back home, I saw 3 buses. I got a shock of my life. Where he said, these people got a fit. That was the first time I had a gathering like this. That just like we had normal katha, and we had only 8 or 10 or 12 people, but up here the whole house was full, the whole street was full. I couldn't even park. When I came home, I saw people everywhere, and I was looking for my wife. I said, where is Meena? I can't even find Meena. There's people everywhere. I was a stranger in my own house. So finally I found her, and then I related with her, and she said, no, everything's fine. They're doing all this prasad. And Gurudev started his class just outside. Inside we couldn't fit, so in my patio, we had set it everything up. So Gurudev sat there, and there were so many people around, and he gave katha. And that was the first time I experienced that so many people is just following him. Then I met Gurudev again in Elachua, where he was giving a class, Bhagavad-Sapta. So we went down there, and we had a very good time. There were so many people around there too. One day, when Veena was getting initiated, Gurudev said, where's your husband? So someone came out and called me, and he said, Gurudev wants to see you. So when I went there, he said, you sit down, I'll give you this mantra. So I was so lucky that I didn't have to approach it. He called me. I was so fallen that I need to be elevated. I have to come up. So he gave me this Harinam and this Gopal mantra. Yes. And we had good association. Thanks to Prakash Prabhu and his family, where he hosted Gurudev so many times, and Meena had good opportunity going and helping Karuna and doing helping around. And I think I'll stop here. Just can't remember too many things. One second, but through a second class in the
आज गुरुदेव के व्यास-पूजा के दिन पे just want to say Gurudev, we offer you all our love from all of us, and we are so fortunate that you are in our life and you are our Guru, and your mercy is on us, so we cannot say how grateful we are. We just want to thank you so much, and please always look after us and never let us go.
Who's next? Okay.
तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। ओम राधिकाय प्रियात्मने श्री श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत नरायण गोस्वामी महाराज की नाम। I offer my unlimited obeisances at the lotus feet of my Paramaratham Srila Gurudeva, and to all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who are present here, and offer Dandavat pranams to you all. And today is a very, very auspicious day. Today is Mauli Amavasya, and today is Gurudev's Avirbhav Tithi. So on this day, Gurudev, so Radha-dasyam sent our Paramaratham Sri Gurudev to deliver us all Jiva souls here. If Gurudev hadn't come, then we would be like Prabhuji said, Brahmanda Bhumite Kona Bhagyavan Jiv Guru Krishna Pashade Pai Bhaktivedenta Bij. So we would be going up and down in this Brahman, in this Jyot Bhuvan, and one time becoming this and that. But Gurudev, with his mercy, so they say that Krishna is what you do, he gives, like he's like a businessman. How much you do for him, he will do. And then Gauranga Mahaprabhu is like he is Audarya, and he gives mercy, but he is confined there. But Sri Guru, he came to us and gave his mercy. And if we are capable or not, if we are deserving or not, if we are up to that standard or not, he gave us so much. I share my experience with Gurudev. Like I've heard that Gurudev was very strict and very strong with his brahmacharis in India. But when he came to the West, like when he came to our place, and he gave me so much respect, as if I knew more than him. He said, no, yeah, he's because one example I tell you that in our house, he was resting, and I was in the kitchen, and after prasadam, there was resting, and then cricket was coming. So all these brahmacharis were sitting in front of the TV and watching the cricket. And then Gurudev was resting, and then he came out of his room, and then he said, oh, ये सब बच्चे हैं और इनको ये इनमें अभी interest है, जैसे like as if I was such a big person, and he's telling me, I was thinking like he's such a big guru, and I mean I never thought of him as guru, big guru at that time. Like it was very, very casual relationship with him. No, whatever came in my mind, I would say to him. So many times like that, he would say things to me that as if I'm of his level. But in that way, like some Brahmana, what is that called? That relationship.
Sambandh.
Not sambandh. That way he encouraged me to have a relationship with him. Like bandhu, like that.
Right.
Yes, one time he was walking in the garden, and then he picked up one flower, and which had such nice fragrance, then I was also there, and he said, ये कैसा फूल है बोले, इसमें कोई भी सुगंध ही नहीं। हाँ, रखल वाला फूल। So then I said, no, Gurudev, I picked up one and आप मार्क के देखो, इसमें बहुत सुगंध है। महाराज इतना सुंदर सुगंध, like that he would do conversation. And one time he would come down, and then we were cutting gundru. Then he said, yeah, and we are taking out all the orange and the red gundru from the then he would say, he came down from after resting. In the afternoon we were preparing gundru, and he said, इसमें ये जो थोड़ा लाल लाल है वो उसमें डालो, तो उसके सब्जी में थोड़ा सब नहीं निकाल दो, तो because then he said वो थोड़ा खट्टा सा उसमें खट्टा टेस्ट आ जाएगा, और टेस्ट अच्छा है, like that he would and then one time then I said, Gurudev, this is like this that I don't remember anything. What you are telling, आप कितना कथा बोलते हैं पर मुझे कुछ भी याद नहीं रहता है। तो बोले अच्छा, तो फिर तुम्हें
She said to Gurudev, I don't remember anything. I listened so much, but I don't remember. So Gurudev asked, what do you want to become? Do you want to become Krishna's wife or to maid servant? Do you want me to make you Krishna's wife in Dwarka? But then Karunadidi said, no, Gurudev, I've heard that we want Radha-dasyam. Back then she didn't understand the concept of Manjari. Then Gurudev said, so Karunadidi said, I want birth in Vrindavan. I want to stay in Vrindavan. So then you do understand what I'm telling you. So you are qualified.
And I asked Gurudev for reading, because then I knew in my head that these books are not to be read until you are ready, right? So then he was staying in our upstairs room, and at that time in the afternoon we would go to his room and speak to him. And I said to him, because I was trying to tell Gurudev that I am very smart and I'm reading all this nuts, so how do I tell him so much? At the back of my head. But I was trying to tell Gurudev, मैं सब books पढ़ सकती हूँ Gurudev. तो बोले हाँ सब कुछ पढ़ो बोले।
Gurudev, can I read anything? Can I read everything? Am I at the level of reading Ujjvala Nilamani?
Because at that time I was ego, lot of ego was there, no? So yeah,
So Gurudev said, yeah, you can read Ujjvala Nilamani and a few other books, such as Bhajan Rahasya.
Books, whatever names I could remember. No, I remember I said to him that he so kindly and like he never said he understood that where I am coming from, but he never put me down in any circumstances. And then my mother-in-law, one time she was there, and then she said she was very proud that she had been to India so many times. So she said to Gurudev, मैं 11 दफा इंडिया जाके आई हूँ, सब जगह देखा है.
Gurudev said, I've been to India 11 times. Sorry, Karunadidi's mother-in-law said she went to India 11 times.
He gave mercy to us, and we were able to go to the parikrama. Yeah, otherwise how would we have gone to the parikrama? No? So he's very, very merciful, and he's still guiding us in the process of bhakti, and slowly, step by step, and we can see that how much we are going, and still there is so much more to go forward to. So pray at the lotus feet of Guru-parampara that he keeps us in his service, and he shows us the path, and that Bhakti Shriyam, Sri Radha-dasyam, whatever it is, he that spark, that small, it comes in our heart, and we are able to realize one day what is Radha-dasyam and how we can do service in this Manjari mood. So,
Indulaika? Meena? Meena?
Come forward. Come forward.
Now, I just want to try to share Gurudeva to share for his to share a drop of mercy so that I can move forward. So I just want to pray to Gurudeva.
Tell some memory. You met Gurudev, he came to your house. Tell what did you cook for him?
Your husband. I did cook, but he didn't eat anything.
Why?
Oh.
He ate with his eyes. Maybe.
No, because you remember he said no, we'll eat home. So that was very
so
new.
Much.
Yeah, he went. This Madhav Maharaj used to cook for him, so he.
So you will cut the vegetables and prepare it, but they will put it onto the fire.
But all the rest of the devotees, they had this portable burner, so they made spaghetti. Spaghetti sauce outside. Because I didn't know they were coming, otherwise I would have cooked something.
Didi, आप आ गए
And they were sort of heading towards their car. So those swans came and they sat on the car. And Gurudev sort of approached the car and so they looked at him and he said, I've been living all my life in London. I never saw any swans in London. And so Radha Krishna had come in the form of swans. This happened in London, the one that we were narrating before.
The two swans. Swans came to
Yes.
Very auspicious too.
They actually, because Gurudev said that Radha Krishna, they have come to see me, so I don't mind whatever behavior they have come up with. I need to go and see them. So he said, how can Radha Krishna can come? When they went outside, they saw those two swans on the top of the car that they had come in. And when Gurudev just offered, his obeisances, and the swans, they flew away. So that was Radha and Krishna.
Where was this garden?
This is in London. Bhaktivedenta Narayan.
When Gurudev went there.
Yes.
Where they went to the temple, they locked.
They sort of put him in the room. They were not sure what to do. Yeah.
But you were qualified, you got permission, you can do it anytime.
I have basically picked a small paragraph to read from, because from Gurudev's early childhood, you might have, Radha Didi might already have said it, I didn't hear, but I'm going to say it anyway. As a child, like Gurudev, as a child, Gurudev used to attend religious festivals with his father and hear classes on Srimad-Bhagavata, Ramayana, Maha-Bhagavata, and other scriptures. In the evenings, having finished his family duties, Gurudev would sometimes personally recite and his father would personally recite to him Tulsidas Ramayana and sometimes Maha-Bhagavata from the beginning to the end. And at that time, many people from the village used to come and listen to him with faith. Gurudev had such impressions that even in his childhood, he would cry for hours whenever he read Ramayana or Tulsidas. And whenever he stopped crying, after he stopped crying, he would start reading again. He became very immersed in reading about Ramchandra's exile, his abandoning Sita, and Sita's entering Patal. So immersed that he used to see in his dreams the battle between Ram and Ravan along with Hanumanji, and his variety of services. In one dream at 4 o'clock in the morning, he saw Ram, Lakshman, Sita and Hanuman descending from an airplane right before his eyes as their divine effulgence spread everywhere. And then when he tried to touch their feet, they disappeared. And he was very blissful at that time. So that's part of my contribution. So there's lots to read, but it's a lot of people waiting. Hare Krishna.
Om Jnana-Dharmasya Jnana-Slankaya Chakshu Unnitam Hena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. I'm offering Pushpanjali Dandavats unto the Lord's feet of my beloved Srila Gurudeva, Srila Bhaktivedenta Narayan Gosvami Maharaja, and also to my entire Guru-parampara. Yadi Kuranga Naito Tabki Hoito Kemone Dhari Tade Radha-dasyam Prema Rasa Sima Jagate Janatake Yadi Kuranga Naito Tabki Hoito We are so fortunate to be in the line of Sri Guru Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement. By some good fortune of Sadhu Sangha, we are now in this position where we can attain the topmost Rajaras Prem. But it does take some time, and we have to understand it involves a lot of endeavor and the mercy of Sri Guru Vaishnavas. Without Sri Guru or Vaishnava mercy, then we are nothing. We know nothing, because as conditioned jivas, we are blinded by many of our 5 kleshas, our false ego and desire to enjoy the material world. So, by good fortune, our Gurudev came into our life. Without Gurudev, like Mahaprabhu, it is said in this song sung just now, that due to Mahaprabhu's mercy, Krishna himself took the form of a Brahman, a devotee, so that he could reveal the confidential truths of Vrajaras Bhakti. And he himself, with the power of Srimati Radhika, without Srimati Radhika, Krishna himself, that is Mahaprabhu, doesn't understand much about Prem Bhakti. But the Nitya Parikar had come, like Shri Roop has come, Shri Swarup Damodar, Ramananda Rai, Lalita and Vichaka, they have all come to teach Mahaprabhu. And how are they teaching? Because Mahaprabhu is inspiring their hearts. Therefore, they can speak. Otherwise, how can they speak about beloved Radha? They will faint, as Gurudev has taken us to this place and Tyar Kadamba. And he said, how is it possible that Shri Rupa can speak about Shri Radhika and he can write about Shri Radha? The only way is that Mahaprabhu has given him this deep in his heart. When he arrived at Prayag, Mahaprabhu instructed Rupa Goswami. So our Gurudev following in the line of Shri Rupa, as that song goes, Yan Kali Rupa Sarira Nadarata, Tan Braja Prema Mahanidhi Kutarika, Pon Kapatu Ugadata. Who would have known about Krishna Prem? Mahaprabhu instructed Sri Rupa. And Gurudev, if Gurudeva did not appear, then what would have happened? How would we have known that about Krishna Prem and Srimati Radhika? Gurudev has given us all this association, sadhu sangha of the great Vaishnavas like Srila Bhaktivedenta Thakur. And Gurudev has presented the bhajans of Srila Bhaktivedenta Thakur to educate us, to show us how to follow this path of Sri Bhakti and head towards, which leads towards Sri Raja Ras Prem. Otherwise, we have no idea. We have to follow the topmost vichar. And these bhajans, also including Sri Narottam Das Thakur. Narottam Das Thakur did not appear just like that. Mahaprabhu kept the prem in Padmavati river. And when Narottam Das Thakur went and bathed, then he became full of prem. How is it possible that we have had association of a pure devotee and yet we are still struggling in the path to get to pure prema bhakti? What is the difficulty? Gurudev told us, I gave you everything, but why are you not becoming purified in the way of getting Krishna Prem in your heart? Why is Krishna not coming in your heart? It is because we have so much Anya Vidasita Sunyam. You know Anya Vidas? We want so much Gyan, other things, except Krishna Bhakti. Mahaprabhu said we should strive for this Krishna Bhakti by not focusing on all mundane books, mundane activities. But we still are focusing. And we have so much desire for our own pratishtha. You know? That we never put the Shri Guru. Some people are speaking, but they're not, and they're even writing in the Facebook, but they're not putting Srila Gurudev said this, Srila Narayan Maharaj said this. They are not qualified to speak unless we speak under the anugrahya of our Gurudev and Sutta Vaishnavas. Because they have prem in their heart. They can give us prem. But do we want this prem? There are many things that are on the way. Karma also. We want so much in the material world. We have collected so much. Sometimes I'm looking what I got. When Gurudev came, my house was like empty almost. Because that time Gurudev came and we just were so poor because we were like doing brahmacharya. We never worked, I left job many years before I came to Australia. I didn't want anything, but I wanted to be a devotee and follow Krishna consciousness. Of course, we had the training from ISKCON. But when Gurudev came, he brought a divine light. And then Gurudev left with us such a deep Siddhanta. Gurudev has left us with all the books. Gurudev has left us with all that satsang that we spent with him year after year. Gurudev has given us everything. Now the time is to focus. How is it possible that we can completely surrender, then we will get mercy fully from Srila Gurudev, because he's just standing and waiting. When that person, just like Krishna waits, but you have to go to Srimati Radhika, or her Gopigan. You have to go to these Rasika Vaishnavas. Never you can go there and say, "Oh Krishna, will you please accept me?" Krishna will think, "How can I accept him?" You know, that person is not qualified, because that person hasn't fully surrendered to Srimati Radhika. She is the topmost Bhakti Devi. She is. And of course, Bhakti comes from Bhakti. We have had the very good fortune of being with Srila Gurudev. And this is what is our good fortune. But we cannot say, "Oh, you know, there's this where the gopis came to the 10th canto and they thought, oh, I've danced with Krishna. They had Saubhagya Math. I am so fortunate." Krishna thought, these gopis need to be taught a lesson, because they didn't go under the full anugati of Srimati Radhika. Therefore, they had to be trained. They weren't fully qualified. And only when they got in the association of the gopis at Vamsivat, then only, under Srimati Radhika's superior, knowing that she is Govinda's most beloved. Remember that sloka, Anya aradito nunam Bhagavan Hari Ishvara Yanno Vyaya Govinda Pritiyam Anayet Raha. So that sloka, they understood that, oh, Srimati Radhika is most beloved by Krishna. So we now have to take this very seriously. How can we follow Gurudev and surrender with all our heart? Because Gurudev will make all arrangements for us. Unfortunately, so much sidetracking is going on. And we have to try and focus, because Gurudev is very compassionate, he's very merciful. He's waiting for us. When, oh when will my disciple, whoever it is, me or any of you, even if you had one moment association with a photograph of Gurudev, he will give you kripa, like the Mataji told me. Didi, what's her name? She's gone. Oh, Didi. This Didi. She prayed in front of the photo of Gurudev, and Gurudev gave her a pure devotee Bhakti Maharaj. So Gurudev can fulfill any desire. But how much are we focused? And then, do we care about other devotees? That we care for them just like our own family? Because we are all one family. We are parivar. In the same Gurudev Sangha, no matter how much our group is divided, you know, it is very sad when you go to the Dham, you see, oh, that group is there, and that group is there, and that group. But you are in Gurudev's group, so no care, no bother. Wherever you go, you see, oh, Gurudev was at that place. You know, Gurudev is watching us. He's in every place in the Dham. Omnipotent, right here, manifest throughout the three worlds. Because Gurudev is a Siddha Purush, beloved maidservant of Srimati Radhika. How much Gurudev can give us? Do we do everything out of pratishta? Then we will get nice, we will get stuck. Because Gurudev also can give chastisement. I have seen Gurudev. If Gurudev saw this person coming, this devotee, and you know, the brahmacharis were there, Gurudev there, right in front of the temple, and Gurudev gave this person the person came to ask a question, but Gurudev know the mind, what's going on in you, what's going on in your heart, Gurudev knows. And even up till now, he will come to you, he will give you message. So Gurudev gave one push. You know, that person went from here to there. I couldn't believe it. And that person today is completely dressed in white. He does pravachans, harikathas everywhere, collect Lakshmi and surrender, saying the Dham. Otherwise that person would have lost the opportunity. So Gurudev knows our heart and he can save you anywhere. If you are in problem, you call Gurudev. There was this devotee, I read, Gurudev told us in the one of, I think it's 2008, the book, one of the, you know, the Walking with the Saint. And Gurudev was saying, there was, you know, Ramachandra Kaviraj, and so Ramachandra Kaviraj had a brother, a younger brother, and his name was Durgada, and he was a very exalted worshipper of Durga. He fasted, he did everything, but he got so sick. And Ramachandra Kaviraj was trying to make his brother become a devotee of Govinda, but he refused because he was so much attached to Mata, Devi Ma. And so he got very sick. So Ramachandra Kaviraj, all glories to him, was a very strict devotee. And he was, you know, a Sakhigan of Srimati Radhika as well. He went there to his brother and said, look, you're so sick. Why don't you just chant Krishna Nam, Govinda's name, and you will get better? So he said, okay, I'll try. Because he was very sick. And so when he chanted, he got better. Then he said, okay, I will take shelter of Krishna. Make all arrangements for initiation. So then his Gurudev came and gave him shelter. And he then started to write the most, he wrote one sort of song and then gave it to a devotee, and the devotee said, yes, you can write, now you should write bhajans. And then he vowed, and if you know, his name is Govinda Das, and he wrote Bhaja Hure Mana. And that's the one that I was saying, that song he wrote, Bhaja Hure Mana. And it became so famous, and it's very deep meaning. But he started writing Ras Vichar. I have read some of his bhajans. They are very deep and very rasic. They're not available everywhere. But such types of persons, Gurudev is associated us with, like Shri Rup, Shri Sanatan, and Raghunath Das. What? Raghunath Das is showing us how we can live a simple life and how we can learn from Shri Raghunath Das all his Stavavari, all the bhajans he's written, the Stavamala of Shri Rupa Goswami. We can learn, because before that I didn't have any idea. I had no knowledge of the deeper, you know, I was skimming on the surface of Vaidhi Bhakti. Yeah? And we weren't so much in association with Srimati Radhika. We just used to think Krishna is Bhagavan. But when Gurudev came in our life, then we realized who is Radhika. And Gurudev is most beloved of Srimati Radhika, Gopi, Ramana Manjari. And today I'm offering Vandan to our beautiful Srila Gurudev, who is dancing in the kunjas and doing seva for Srimati Radhika in the company of the Gopikan. I'm praying today that we will go deeper, dive deeper into Kiya, go deeper into this bhakti. Means that we cannot do pure bhakti, but we can study under these great Rasika devotees, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, that have left all these sastra for us. They're not just sastra, they have left all this Rasika Vichar under the guidance of Sriman Mahaprabhu. We pray that we find the time and delve deeper so that we won't be skimming the surface and thinking, oh, we are following Sri Bhakti. We haven't even gone into Sri Bhakti. But through to Gurudev's Kripa, everything is possible. You know, Krishna is Gatana. Krishna can make anything possible, and Gurudev, he is the Purush. He can make anything possible. We have to pray hard. We have to endeavor hard. So I'm offering Vandan to Gurudev on behalf of all of us, you and myself. I'm praying that we delve deeper and hear also Harikatha. Gurudev said, don't think you got anatas that you can't go and hear Ras Vichar. This is one class that Gurudev has written, and it's in this one of these magazines. And Gurudev says in that sloka, the Victory Dicham Vajavadu, that sloka, Gurudev says that when you hear Ras Vichar, and you hear it with deep conviction, means you really want to hear it, then all the lust from your heart will gradually disappear. You don't just hear 1 year and put in there, but you hear with deep conviction and so much enthusiasm and so much rag that you have a desire to hear, and your heart will start to feel like in a dance. That's when the devotees come and they make your heart dance, because they, in their heart, Krishna and Radha and Krishna dancing. So even a madhyam can help you. Gurudev said in Govardhan, can put you on the track. They can help you, put you on the track. But Gurudev is also your Diksha and Shiksha Guru. If he's not your Diksha, then he's your Shiksha Guru. He'll appear anytime. He's there for us. So I'm offering, and then offering my gratitude to Gurudev, and I'm offering prayers to Gurudev that he can please help us, that save us, so that we don't follow Maya, but we follow Shri Guru, Vaishnavas, and our Radha Krishna. Vanchakapa Trubhisha, Kripa Sindhari Vacha, Patitinam Pavni Viyo, Vaishnava Viyo Namah.
Lalita?
You want to say a couple of words?
Me?
Yeah.
I want to go first. Hold on. I'm just going to read something.
You haven't got much time.
Yeah? We'll be very good. I just want to read something from this book.
Which book is this?
It's Sri Guru-dasyam. Beautiful. It's got lots of stuff about the samadhi stuff that, okay, so this is about Anurag. So every day after Brahma Muhurta, the sun arises in the sky. The sun has Brahma Shakti, or spiritual potency. And when he rises early in the morning, he cools everyone just like smearing chandan, sandalwood pulp, on the forehead. Cools the entire body. The sun, at the time of sunrise, covers the whole world in a cooling chandan-coloured hue. The sun blesses the living entities by distributing his sattvic energy, which gives strength and good health to all. So from morning to evening, the sun is helping everybody. He's cleaning and purifying the whole world and all of its inhabitants. This gives him great pleasure, and thus in the evening he sets with a happy mood. And when the sun arises in the morning, he has 7 colours. With his white rays, he removes the darkness of the night. And in the evening, after he pleased everybody in this world, he feels satisfied. As he prepares to set, he meets with everybody and accepts their respect, love and happiness. And at that time, he develops a red shine and also smears that red hue or arunavan on the faces of all. He's distributing anurag or love so that when the night will cover everything in darkness, no one will be disturbed or encounter any problems. Anurag here means that one cannot forget one's lover or good friend. So finally, the sun says goodbye to all and goes on his way. I'll be quick. So similarly, Srila Gurudev appeared in this world on the bank of the Ganga in Tiwaripur, a village near Buxa in Bihar. From his childhood he would please, serve, help and teach everyone around him. And later, just like the sun moves everywhere between sunrise and sunset, Srila Gurudev travelled all over the world to help teach and distribute spiritual love and spiritual energy, thus removing everyone's sadness. The sun only cleans and lights up the outside world, but Srila Gurudev cleans and lights us up internally. Our mind, intelligence and false ego have collected many dirty things in our heart, and we offer these impurities to our soul. We have collected so many bad things that it has become impossible for us to clean ourselves. Only Sri Guru-parampara can remove all of our anarthas and teach us the process to attain pure bhakti. So just like the sun sets in the evening, Srila Gurudev disappeared from our material vision in Sri Navadip Dham, where he sat down in Samadhi. But before leaving, he coloured everyone's heart with his love and affection, with his anurag, so that after his departure nobody would feel lost. It is as if he was saying, I am giving you this anurag, deep love, because I cannot forget you. Remember this anurag when the darkness comes, and I will be there to protect you. Maya will not be able to touch you, and no one will be able to smash you, steal you away from me, or destroy you. So by the presence of his anurag, all are continuously remembering Srila Gurudev, and out of love, following in his footsteps. In that way they can feel his presence, and in due course of time they will again go and meet with him at that place where he will be present. This is called Tad Anuragi Jananugami. At the time of sunset, the sun distributes anurag and thus covers the whole world in a reddish shine. In the same way, Srila Gurudev is distributing Braj anurag from his Samadhi temple, which is therefore manifested in a red hue. The Samadhi is not black, blue or white because Srila Gurudev is not giving tamasika, rajasic or sattvic things. It is red, symbolizing the anurag that Srila Gurudev is distributing. If anyone desiring this Purva Anurag comes to the Samadhi, he will understand just from seeing it that this is Srila Gurudev's distribution center. Just like the sun at the time of sunset distributes Anurag to all so that no one will suffer in the night. Srila Gurudev is eternally present at his Samadhi, distributing Braj Anurag to comfort all the jivas. There's more, but I'm just going to stop there.
It's very nice.
Isn't it beautiful? Beautiful? So thank you. Panchakalpatrubhischa, Kripasamudhyavata, Patitanam, Kalyavyo, Vaishnavyo, Namo Namaha. Om Jnana Tibrandasya Jnananjana Shalataya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Karalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktāya Tadbhaktāya Namo Namah. सर्वप्रथम मैं अपने परम आराध्यतम गुरुदेव दीक्षा गुरुदेव नित्य लीला पृष्ठ ओम विष्णुपाद अस्तोतर श्री भक्ति विज्ञान भारती गोस्वामी महाराज जी के श्री चरण कमलों में अनंत कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम ज्ञापित करती हूँ। तत्पश्चात मैं अपने शिक्षा गुरु नित्य लीला पृष्ठ ओम विष्णुपाद अस्तोतर श्री भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज जी के श्री चरण कमलों में अनंत कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम ज्ञापित करती हूँ। गुरुदेव आपकी शुभाविर्भाव तिथि की जय हो। तत्पश्चात सपार्षद सपरिकर रूपानुगौड़िया गुरुवर परंपरा के श्री चरणों में मेरा अनंत कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम। आज की जो सभी उपस्थित वैष्णव वैष्णवियों के चरणों में मेरा यथायोग दंडवत प्रणाम।
इतनी शुभ तिथि है, आज हमारे श्रीला गुरुदेव की शुभ आविर्भाव तिथि है।
So today is our Gurudev's appearance day. So in the same way that Sri Krishna, Bhagwan, Ram, Nrsimhadev, for us, Baddha Jivas, it is a very auspicious. But our Guru Dev, the significance of his appearance day is significantly more than Bhagwan's appearance day. Something that we cannot even imagine. Because Bhagwan came, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, and all of the acharyas in our lineage all came. Vaman Maharaj said that we were also there at that time, but we didn't appreciate it. And thus, Gurudev has given us the opportunity to flourish in this realm of bhakti and achieve the topmost gem of Radha-dasyam. What do we know? We were stuck in the material world and we still are roaming around. But like Karna Didi said, whether we know or not, Gurudev is willing to give it. If we get the opportunity to become a wife of Krishna in Dwarka, we should not accept it. So on Srila Gurudev's appearance day, so auspicious and auspicious day, I will give some Katha from Sanjay Prabhu's lecture. We have heard about the glories of Sri Guru, and we have heard that on the appearance day of Gurudev, we glorify the Vaishnavas, and that is the only way that we can celebrate his appearance. And in such a way, we can remove all the Tama and Rajaguna in our hearts. These things aren't going. So what is the solution? The solution is spread the glories of Sri Guru and their associates. The more someone loves, the more they yearn for it. And that's the only way we can achieve anything. So what Gurudev has come to give us, his preaching. We are all disciples of Gurudev, so what is our duty? So I'm saying one point, what is the duty of a Shishya or disciple? So there's 2, 3, 4 other ones, but this is the main one. This is what our Param Gurudev has said, this is what Prabhupada has said. So Gurudev's, what does Gurudev come to give us? He's there to spread it. He doesn't want to keep it to himself. He wants to spread it to everyone. So that way, all the jivas of this material world, they get agreed. And after learning about his glories, they too can appreciate it, get a desire for it. This is a very big point for all us as disciples. So we can experience Gurudev's bhavs that were contained in his heart. More than anything, we can occupy our chit or intelligence and read all his books. In such a way, we have so many other Maharajis who also spread Gurudev's message. We should listen to them. So we can hopefully understand what Gurudev wants from us. We should offer Gurudev a present. When we come on Vyasa-Puja, there's 2 types. The first is one externally and one is internal. The one externally, there is lots of beauty, like giving full mala, garlands. And internal Vyasa-Puja is understanding Gurudev's vichar and spreading it and preaching it to other people in the material world. So in that way, we have to also be prepared to give. So with that, I end my katha here.
आपकी इस शुभ आविर्भाव तिथि पर हम सभी पे आप ऐसी कृपा करें कि हर प्रकार से अयोग्य होते हुए भी आपने इतनी मर्सी दिखाई है सभी जगत के जीवों में, और मैं तो कभी आपसे मिली भी नहीं हूँ, पर इतना मेरा गहरा संबंध है आपसे कि ना मिलने के बाद भी मुझे लगता है कि मैं गुरु जी की हूँ, है ना। तो इसी प्रकार हम गुरु जी से समर्पित हो जाएं उनके श्री चरणों में, और अपने जीवन को धन्य बनाएं गुरु जी की हेतु की जो कृपा जो बरस रही है उसको अपने जीवन में धारण करने योग्य बनाएं।